I was like kind of on this like, oh my God, queer journey. And then I met my boyfriend.
Well, you can do that thing that Brooklyn cute girls do where they have a boyfriend, but then they're open and they sleep with women on the side.
I don't want to do that.
Or she could not.
I'm like, you're either like, why is it better?
That was me when I had a boyfriend.
So
was
it
he
worked.
allowed to sleep with like dudes?
Yeah, of course.
Did he?
No.
There you go.
But
And that's girl
worked.
math.
Yeah.
That's girl math.
I wasn't recording, so we have to start over.
Oh my God.
No.
That's fine because I usually cut the first 10 minutes anyway.
That works. That was our warm up.
That was our little warm up. Welcome to the Yenta pod, everybody. What? We have Yvette Segan on the pod. Oh my God, that's amazing. She's great. She's wonderful. And our co-host is Zach Adler. Zach Adler, the wonderful, nice Jewish boy that comes and hangs out with me and does my little... and is my good co-host. Yvette is a comedian, a writer,
yes,
a performer. You love
Nice.
Jesus.
I've always said that. Woke up this morning, said I love Jesus.
Yep, body
and
of
that's
Christ.
No, I'm a Jew. I'm a regular Jew.
You're a nice Jew from... Well, you don't... Have you been... Where are you from? Where are you?
I am from Westchester.
Okay. Oh, mwah.
Yeah.
The best kind of Jew.
Oh, yeah. I'm a genre.
Did you grow up in like a very Jewy area?
Well, so I didn't perceive it that way because there were just like a lot of us. It was like 30% Jewish. Like so that is really high, actually.
That's really high.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that was high. I just thought that was normal. And then I went to college and I was like, oh, that was...
I know.
Because also when you live around that many Jews, it's like being Jewish is not part of your identity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I totally
did
know
you have
what
that
You take it for
experience?
granted.
It's exactly the same.
Well, just because it's not exceptional that you're Jewish, so you don't have to be Jewish. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you don't have to explain things because everyone's like, of course I'm also doing Hanukkah.
Yeah, everybody knows it.
Did you do Sukkot?
Oh, not really.
Yeah, that's
like
like
when I was, we were not really like.
Yeah.
Not that religious.
Not the hut.
Yeah, we always do Passover. We would light the Hanukkah candles.
Yeah.
When I was a
That's
kid,
crazy
but
because
even
Passover is like I feel like Sukkot is one of the fun ones. Like if you're gonna be like lax about stuff, like it's fun.
Yeah.
No, but it's
Like
so much
dinner in a hut.
work. Building that hut.
You
Do you build
a team.
it? Do you do that?
Most people hire a team.
I try not to.
You hire a team to build your hut?
Yeah, there are guys. Every Jewish community. Okay. I'll deep throat the mic. Okay. Every Jewish community has like the guys who like every year that's like their like side hustle is like we'll come and build your sukkah for you.
That's real. People do that. We always used to do it ourselves.
Really?
I know.
I respect that.
It was a nightmare. Okay, so you didn't do Sukkot.
Nope.
But everyone around you is Jewish. Yeah, I feel the same.
But like very reform.
Right. But
So
still.
it was like part of our cultural identity, I guess, but it wasn't like religious at all.
Right. Yeah, I felt the same like growing up in New York. And then even after I grew up Orthodox, so obviously literally everybody was Jewish and Orthodox Jewish. But then even after when I went to school in Manhattan, it felt like even if you weren't Jewish, you were like Jewy. Like everyone in New York is a little bit Jewy.
And there's a lot of comprehension of Judaism.
Yeah.
And like it's very normal.
Exactly. And then I left New York and I was like, holy shit. Like people don't know what Jews are. People have, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't.
To be fair, I didn't know what a non-Jew was.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I learned what those were in my 20s.
I didn't know what a gay person was. I barely knew what people of color are.
That's so funny.
I know.
Yeah, that is so funny when you live in a tiny bubble.
Live in like a very secluded.
I love knowing one type of person for most of my life.
Yeah, like a chill little cult energy.
Like Sweden.
Sweet.
We're like uglier Sweden.
Sweden.
Okay.
Homogenous.
So where did you go to college?
I went to Vassar College.
Oh, my ex-boyfriend almost went to Vassar College.
Ex-boyfriend?
Almost went. So much.
We have like so much in common. My ex.
Oh, so you probably might know him.
So what you're saying is you've heard of it. Yeah. That's what you're saying right now. Yeah. You're like, oh, I'm familiar with the name.
I've heard of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you were like, boyfriend? Yeah.
When was that?
That was in college. I dated a guy I am technically bisexual.
Ooh.
Watch out, fellas.
Watch out.
So stupid. How was Vassar for you?
Very mixed. It was very different. Then I went abroad my entire junior year.
Cool.
And that was fantastic, and I had the best time.
Where did you go?
I went to London in the fall, and then I went to Nepal in the spring.
You were studying there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Drama, very like drama school.
Yeah, drama school in London.
Fuck yeah.
That rocked.
That's so cool. It's like legit training. I feel
Yeah.
like when you say drama school here, it's like, hey, Vassar, like whatever, drama school in London.
You're in London. Oh, so you and like Robert Pattinson were like taking classes.
like genuinely
and
though.
$50 bridge.
Yeah, so
That's what I think.
No, and you're right. The school
That
that
says
I
a
went
lot.
to, I went to Lambda in London, which is like one of the top like 3 schools there.
Okay.
I didn't even know that going in. I was just like, oh, this is the program. So I did that, and I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like Benedict Cumberbatch was like the president of that school at the time, and I was like, all right,
Bumble Snatch. I love that guy.
yeah, you love him,
I love him.
the alien looking guy. Love ya.
I just did comedy in London.
Oh my god, how was it?
It's rough.
Really?
They do not like Americans there.
What do you mean?
What, did
Alex
you have
Edelman was
that?
killing it there.
Who?
Alex Edelman was killing it there for years.
That's true. Jews like Alex
like-
Edelman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have Jewish audiences.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
There are very
We're-
few Jews there.
They're much less than here. Yeah. But
Yeah, not a lot of Jews left in Europe. I don't know why.
Yeah, I wonder what
No
that's about.
idea. What's that about? Yeah.
God.
Yeah, Holocaust. They were like they didn't like Americans.
They think we're dumb.
They think and they're not.
They're right.
They're right.
Right about
They're
that.
kinda right.
They're right, but like I don't.
I feel like as a comic though, that's a little bit closer to like London culture in my experience. Like I felt like a lot of the people I met there were very like witty, quick banter,
Yes, lots of that.
and I feel like that's like what a comic being a comic's like. I like think there's so much humor in that, and like something that I would probably like talk about in my regular life because it's such like an iconic sort of thing in the girl world.
Yeah,
So-
tell us about the girl world.
Oh my god! What do you mean?
I just
Wait,
feel
let
like
me get my notebook.
yeah.
Yeah, let's
still
write
learning.
it down.
What
What's
do
the girl
girls
world?
like?
Yeah,
Girls
what are you guys about?
clothes and boys and being mean.
What's
No.
like an ick for you?
What do you mean?
That was a joke.
Is that a girl thing?
No, it's just like every shitty influencer just like, what's your guys' icks? What's your ick? You know
I mean,
what
that
an
is
ick?
a real question though.
Okay, what's your ick?
Okay, fine. I
Like
guess we're
with
doing
like
it.
a dating ick?
What's your body count? What's your ick?
The body count is a bro
Nothing
question.
I
and
know.
no.
No. The answer's
No and also no. So next question.
The amount of bro podcasts that I've listened to where they talk about their body count is
It is
wild.
becoming
Wait,
it's a
do the
huge part
boys-
of dialogue now.
Do the boys talk about their body count? I feel like
Yeah.
people are always like worried about
No,
body
they
count
talk
of
about
women.
women's body count. The boys
Right.
barely talk about
The
their
boys
body
don't care
count.
about their body count. You know what I love?
Well, they do. No, they do because it's a
'Cause they'll
it's a
brag.
status symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're obsessed. The right wing manosphere podcast is obsessed right now with women's body count, which is
Right.
weird. Okay, it's back. It's in my mouth.
What are they saying about it, Mister? Because you're in the right
Shut
sphere.
hey,
You're a boy.
'Cause you're
My
boy.
algorithm isn't.
Yeah.
What are they saying? Okay, so from what I understand, there's like your basic Andrew Tate follower or
Right.
type, archetype, which is just these insecure men just talking about like how an alpha man would never go for a woman with a high body count because it means she's for the streets. It means, which is
Ooh. That
crazy
drives
to
me
me,
so
the hypocrisy,
crazy.
because they'll use the same sentence and be like, I, on the other hand, as an alpha, have a humongous body count because I'm a huge man salute. And it's like, so
Salute.
why not?
I know.
We're all people with genitalia. Like, what? I don't get it.
Those people are dumb and bad.
Yeah.
Dumb and bad. Yeah, is that your like scientific?
Hot take.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something crazy right now.
Those people are dumb and bad?
I think you're right though. It stems from insecurity, and that's really unfortunate. And I would love
Misogyny and
to
insecurity.
demonstrate some empathy at this point and say I wish all those body count men the best.
You know what it could be?
What
I
a
think
hero.
sometimes this is not an excuse at all. I do think that some of these dudes maybe got their heart broken,
No,
got
that-
cheated on, and then that just becomes, instead of looking at it as an isolated issue, they're like, oh, this
All
is what
women.
women do when they like sex, is they cheat
Yeah.
on me. And it's like,
And that
no,
is
dude.
tough. But the unfortunate reality is that everyone in their life has been cheated on.
Yeah.
Like I don't know anyone that hasn't been cheated on.
I
That's
don't
just
think I've
You
been
don't know-
Oh
cheated on.
really?
I've
that
never
I
been
know
cheated
of.
on.
Free. Wait. Oh, sorry.
What? You know two people now who've never been cheated on.
Damn. All right. Well, I take it all back. But I feel like most people get cheated on in their life.
When were you cheated on?
My last boyfriend cheated on me.
Damn.
Should we name him?
No.
Is it a comic?
No. No, but that one was stupid because I was dumb for that one. He well, I won't say that, but no, I was cheated on a couple times.
What the fuck?
But nothing crazy, not like serially cheated on, just like it was so my ex got blackout drunk at his show that I was at. And he kissed another woman in front of me.
Holy fuck.
But he was so far gone that I was like, did she kind of take advantage of it? Like, it was such a weird thing to watch. And he didn't, I was so shocked. I couldn't tell how he was standing up. He was so drunk. Like, it was like, he was literally so drunk, which was another problem in and of itself. But yeah, so that happened. And then, we broke up. I broke up with him. And then we never like stopped talking though. And then he was like, okay, I'll stop drinking. I'm going to go to therapy. And I was like, okay, I mean, don't do that for you. Like if you want. And then he was like, and then we got back together. And then weirdly, that wasn't a good relationship.
What?
Can you believe that?
Shocking.
Can you believe
Even
that
after the
relationship was bad?
Even after the not drinking and therapy that
Well,
he for sure didn't do.
So then when I took him back, he started drinking again and stopped going to therapy.
Because he was only doing that to get you back.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, but we dated for like a year.
Damn.
Is this in your, do you have a clip about this already?
I think I did like a little,
You did a sketch about this.
Not a sketch, but or like
what
a little.
What do you call it? Because it's like, it's a very, like you have your own little brand of.
You just like talking at the camera.
Talking at the camera.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mix between like stand up and just like chit chatting.
Yeah. Is there a name for it?
Your way of doing that though, I find super engaging.
Really?
It's like the way you look at the camera, like it feels very conspiratorial.
Really?
Like it feels, your video is more than a lot of other people who just do the forward facing thing. Like it feels like you are talking directly to me or whoever's watching.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
I think it's a confidence thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I aim for is authenticity. Like I'll do it. I'll do a joke or like a story or whatever, like over and over until it feels like immediate and real. I think that's something that I learned from acting training as well. But I think if you can channel that, I have some other friends who like do, the talking at the camera stuff. And
I was going to ask you about that. So it is a bit of a character or a bit acted.
I wouldn't call it acting because it is me.
But
it is a hyper stylized, because like just even talking to you now, you don't have exactly the same.
Yeah.
But you
there's
do,
a certain tone.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of do have it. Like you have like little mannerisms that are you, and that you're
right.
Let me tell you what you're doing. You're putting it on the camera.
Yeah.
So it does feel like you, like a specific style of you.
Yeah.
It just comes off like really inauthentic. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, it's like fake and
like
you're
fake.
a bitch. And yeah, I get that.
So but you do it a few times, like when you have
depending
something to say.
Yeah, like I have a notes app thing where I just like write down little things that happen through the day, and then I'll like film it when I feel like the light's good or when I have a moment.
Well, I have one more question, because I think the video that I found you through, I think the video that a lot of people found you through, was the one where you were talking about how you were like flirting with a guy, and then he's like, you're not like pretty enough to be this mean or something.
Yeah.
Like that thing.
Oh, that was a big one.
And I feel like that got a lot of hate. Like a lot of people in the comments were like, yeah, don't be mean. That's not good flirting.
So were you looking on
wrong.
Instagram?
It is. That is good flirting.
It's called
you shouldn't be.
negging.
There is a line, but it is good flirting. Yeah, I saw that on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. The TikTok comments are different.
Are they better or worse?
Better. TikTok comments are always better.
They're always nicer, right?
I don't read the Instagram comments because they're so mean.
What's that about?
So
is that a
mean.
generational thing? Is it Gen Z? They're kind of sweeter.
I think it's an algorithm thing.
Okay.
I think Reels will like show it to more types of people and will show you videos that you might not like if you're engaging with them.
Yeah.
And TikTok, I think, really tries to show you videos you like.
Okay, that
So,
makes sense. Yeah,
that's
Instagram is
so
a very much a
interesting.
hate watch sort of
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
Do
Also,
not read the comments on that video.
YouTube YouTube for me is the worst. Do you put
Really?
yourself on YouTube?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you should.
I should.
Wait,
I'm working on
I love
something that might
YouTube
be
comments.
for YouTube, but
Or even the shorts. Like you can just put it
Right,
it
yeah.
on shorts too.
Wait, you get like negative comments on YouTube?
Every single comment on YouTube is hate for me.
Really?
Almost every single one. It's
so
crazy.
funny.
I mean, I also get hate comments on YouTube.
Yeah,
That is
no,
true. Yeah,
you
I
just
don't know
gotta
why I'm
YouTube-
acting like this
you just gotta like ignore it.
Yeah.
No, I
It's
love
just, like,
it.
whatever.
I don't know. That's like my personality. Is it kind of feeds me. Like
All
I
right.
love getting hate comments.
Oh,
I do.
I don't mind it, and I really never let it bother me until I was getting hate comments from queer people, and that really
Oh, that
hurt
feels
my
different.
feelings.
I don't know why, but I thought you were about to say your mom. Until
My
my mom
mom.
has made 3 separate accounts and
And just that would be my mom. Why are you doing this? Like,
That's so
stop being so
funny.
queer.
go learn some Torah. Yeah, the YouTube is the worst for me.
I think at the end of the day, what you have to do is just try and be true to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I mean, I really mean that.
yeah.
If you can figure out what your voice is and try and like find something that's like replicable.
Yeah. People always say that. Like, if you can find the like your brand basically, but it's like your little packaged version of something that people can come back to you and they can rely on you for that.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, the algorithm will tell you what that is though. Like you don't have to, like you'll find it on the way.
Interesting.
It is so weird that in like modern day, just hearing conversation, the way people talk, we've like personified the algorithm. The algorithm will let you know.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like
I mean, the way my
Hashem will let you know.
Yeah,
literally
Like-
no, my TikTok friends, who, like all my friends who are full-time social, like we're always like, oh, gotta feed the algorithm. Like
Yeah.
it's literally
The
like,
algorithm's
you have
hungry.
to.
Yeah, this is our false god, Babylon. It is absolutely the
And
algorithm.
back to Judaism.
and we're back and sane. But a lot of your content gives me hope. I know you do like longer form like skits and stuff with like multiple cameras and like acting and probably rent out. But a lot of your content goes, again, you're doing numbers, as they say. Yo, you're doing great, mad numbers, girl. And it's like such a low barrier to create. You are putting your phone down and talking to it, like not even multiple cuts, and you're doing numbers,
But
and
I
it's
feel like
authentic and it's good.
People think that because you're just talking to the camera, it's like simple, but I feel like it's not.
Well, she
I
said
don't
she
know.
writes her.
You write
Yeah.
it, you like perform it.
I wasn't saying it
like,
was easy. I was saying like there's no
But it is-
like money
yeah.
wise, like there's no cost.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's my. Ooh.
How many
I
packages
don't
is this
know what
apartment
the
gonna get?
fuck is going
Very
on?
popular apartment.
Everyone has
Seriously.
to. Yeah, we're good.
It's yeah, I mean, it's something that I'm always thinking about. It's my full-time job now. Socials.
Really?
Yeah, social stand up
Right, because you got fired from your
producing
job.
because I got fired from my job. So now it's my full-time.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Oh, that was like a recent thing.
2.5 months ago, 3 months ago.
And what
I
were you
got fired.
doing?
I was working in tech
Oh, right. As a
on the
manager?
business side.
Yeah,
Doing
yeah.
some like sort of paralegal adjacent work on like government contracts.
Love
And
it.
you're making enough money off social to. I mean, this is a personal question, but like you're making enough to like that can be the.
I'm ramping up, but yeah,
Ramping up.
I'm breaking even right now.
Okay,
Dude, that's
still
sick.
that is it's the dream.
But I have like low rent. Like I'm being careful.
Where do you live?
We're not gonna dox her.
I'm at the neighborhood, not the address and the street number. Jesus.
Just-
I'll tell you about
Fans.
that later.
Okay, sure.
I'll tell you about that offline.
Which
Will you-
apartment number?
Will you
Street address.
walk us through like a sketch writing for you? What's your process for that?
So that's a good question. Yeah. So I think I'm still getting in the swing of it. I think I've made about like 4 or 5 now that, you know, are like higher production and, you know, really go into it. So I actually work with somebody. I like to be around people who are like also creating. So I work with
you.
former teen heartthrob Max Avidow. Shout out.
He's
Love
great.
him. Love him.
He's fantastic. He's so successful online. He's full-time TikTok.
Yeah.
And he's been like just such a valuable resource like in my transition into like full-time. So he has this office that he works at. So I always like meet him there.
Wow.
He has an
I'll go
office
pretty
just for like as a creative space.
Yeah, that creators also are part. It's like a WeWork.
I love
So
that.
I'll go and meet him and we'll pitch each other ideas. So we have like kind of our own little writer's room of sorts. Very informal, but it's just helpful to have. So yeah, so I'll basically have an idea. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to sit down and like write this sketch. for stand-up, I can't like sit down and write jokes. It's just like not the right thing. I'll like need to like live my life and talk to people, and then like a bit will emerge.
Totally.
For sketch though, I can be like, okay, here's a kernel. Here's like a topic I'm interested in. What would that sketch look like? And I can like sit down and kind of force it out. And it comes out pretty well. So I'll like write a sketch. I'll pitch it to Max. He'll help me like find the flaws in it, give me like a couple of like, oh, like cut this line, like, oh, start with this thing, like to make it poppier for the algorithm.
Yeah.
And then I'll film it, edit it. I try and give myself like 3-ish days at least to edit so that I can like sleep on an edit and then find more ways. Cause again, it's just like, you need it to move as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And like, so the longer you have to like see it with fresh eyes, then the more you can find like the lull points. And
that's really good idea.
Yeah.
The sort of editing you do, did you find like that took like a long time to learn, or that's it's simple editing? It's more about like just understanding the narrative of what you're trying to do.
I think it's like it's like simple editing. I think the biggest thing is timing. I'm not doing anything crazy with my edits.
I mean,
like I know people who are like videographers and they like really know what they're doing. I think
it's not necessary.
Yeah, for social, I think also like TikTok doesn't want it to be too polished.
Yeah.
You know, like you want it to feel like I did this with my friends, which I did do with my friends. And that is what this is. So it's like fun. I mean, I wrote it, you know, and it wasn't spontaneous. It was very planned out and there's a shot list. But like,
but the editing for the one that where the boyfriend comes for dinner.
Yeah.
That one is great editing.
Thank you.
Like that, I mean, that was more advanced than just like simple, you know? Like there's like music elements. Did you plan that too?
Yeah.
That was part of like you knew.
When I wrote it, that's what I envisioned.
That.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, wait, so you were walking us through.
Oh, yeah. So then, I mean, this isn't like that interesting, I guess, to talk about. But then.
Oh, I love it.
Really?
Oh my God, I'm so fascinated.
Well, we nerd out about this stuff.
Yeah.
We're nerding out.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, yeah. So then I'll edit it. I give it a few days and then and chop and show it to a few people. I think that's really key, is like to be able to show it to a few people so that people you trust.
Yeah.
So like Max and then some other people in that creative space that work, like I've met some people through that. There's this one guy, Rich, who's like fantastic at just being like, this moment needs this moment needs that. Or like cut this, you know, move this up, like move this sound to start at this point. Like he has such a good eye for that. Very talented person. And then I just sort of feel it in my bones and I will post it I try to post it in the morning on like a weekday. Cause I think that's just like the best way to optimize views. I don't know if that's like
morning during a weekday.
Yeah.
People on their
like
phone.
10 a.m.
Yeah. They're like just got to work and like they don't know what they're doing yet.
Yeah, and they just want to scroll. I mean, everyone's scrolling all the time. So, but yeah, I think weekends I avoid. So, at least for a sketch, just because I like.
I like that you're like admitting that, like, because you clearly have like you have the comedic voice and you understand editing, you understand how to craft a narrative and how to make it jumpy. But even with all of that, like, you have mentorship. Like, there are people, because this stuff comes down to the nitty gritty, like tiniest little things you can do for the algorithm and for make a video pop. And like, yeah, like a guy like Max who just, he has it down to a science probably.
He does and he doesn't. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, the algorithm is like, there are some definitely like tangible tips, but I think those things are ultimately not that far off from just like being a really good comic.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of this stuff, there is a way to sort of try and optimize for that format. And I think if you're creating for the internet, create for the internet. Like, don't create for SNL, you know, don't create for like YouTube. Like if it's an internet video, like try and make it for TikTok. So like the biggest thing is just like a grabby beginning. Like that's like the number one thing. And then just keeping it as tight as possible. So like if there's like Max's rule of thumb, which isn't like a completely original thought, it's like something that also applies to stand up, right? Is like, if you like, every word in this sketch either has to be funny or move the plot. And he's like, if it's not a laugh and it's not moving the plot, cut it. So but in stand up, which, you know, I'm sure you know, it's kind of a similar like you want things to be really tight. Like you don't want to waste time on stage.
Cut the fat.
Just, you're always trimming. So I feel like that's that skill has helped me so much now in this like TikTok stuff, because I'm very comfortable killing my babies. I am not like, I think a lot of people get stuck in this my headspace of like, I am an artist and this is how I want it to look. And that's, you know, and that's great. Hold that. But do you want people to see it? You know? And if you want people to see it, you can, I think there is a way to maintain 100% artistic integrity and create for the format.
Oh, for sure. I don't know why anyone would be like, oh, I'm going to leave this in if it's boring.
Well, because
you
don't see it that way.
Yeah.
Like I wrote a sketch that I think the only sketch that I wrote that like kind of bombed, which actually it kind of got videos on Instagram like way later, but
that happens to me too randomly.
Yeah, it does
with
happen.
Instagram. Like it'll be like 10K for a few weeks and then it'll blow up to 1 million.
Right. Like, that happens on Instagram more because it's like they'll circulate your video for longer.
Yeah.
But that was more of like an artistic expression video as opposed to like punchy jokes, events, things happening. Like the sketches that I've done well, like really have constant action.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can't rely on people's patience. You can't rely on people like.
No, they're not going to give you any grace. They're just going to.
And as they should, like as I do on the internet as well.
Yeah.
This is a random question. I mean, not random. It has to do with this thing, but I've just thought of this because, like once in a while, I'll follow someone on social media that's kind of like a communication expert. Like usually they're like more in the business world, but they'll talk about like how to be a clear communicator, how to get rid of your ums, how to just, again, be forward about what you want. You know, do you think that being a comic and being a content creator and like constantly being in that mode of trimming fat to get to the point has made you a better communicator, like outside, like in your life?
I don't know. I think I'm funnier in some ways.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But also, on the flip side, I have less of an urgency to be funny in my social life because I have an outlet for it. So I think I used to have this like compulsive desire to be funny all the time socially. And now I
don't know what you're talking about.
Don't
I don't have that. I don't have that at all. I'm very secure. I don't need validation in regular conversation.
Now I can like, if I'm tired, I'm like, I want to have like a serious conversation every once in a while.
Yeah.
If I'm with comics.
Which brings us to the Middle East. No.
Oh my God.
Before you post something, I'll just speak for me. Like I have such a fear and like, it's so vulnerable. You're like, here I am. Like, please like me. And then if it doesn't work, you're like, oh, fuck.
Right.
But if it does, obviously, I actually think I feel worse when it doesn't work than better when it does. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Well, I think our brains are designed like that.
Yeah. I was just listening to a podcast about that.
Oh,
really?
Hidden Brain, shout out.
Hidden Brain.
Yeah. No, that's an unfortunate like bias. Our brains like con on much more to negative.
You're right.
And
I need to like remind myself to let myself feel good when something does work out. But how do you deal with like the emotion behind posting and all that?
I remember that this is a drop in the pond. That I am doing 1,000 more.
Yeah.
I post every single day, multiple times a day.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, new novel content? Whoa.
Yeah, I guess it's your full-time thing.
It's training me to also like burn stuff a little bit more than I would like. I think when I was just writing for stand-up, you know, you start with like a little line and then you're like, ooh, where could this go? And when I posted on TikTok, I'm like, oh, that's the line. Done. Bye. So I think my next phase on this is like going back through, especially the ones that have had, you know, success on online. Like the one you talked about was like you're not hot enough to be this mean. Yeah. That's actually something that I grew into a bit. And so it's like a longer, you know, joke that I like. So I think there's an opportunity there to like grow my bits.
I cannot get comfortable on this couch. All right, you can continue talking. Yeah, what's up?
Ugh, love that. Okay, Venus.
I like this.
Venus of Urbana.
Listeners, Zach is lying down like he's a beautiful.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Painted. We're gonna.
Someone feed me grapes.
Love.
Thank you.
Is this comfortable now?
No, not at all. I cannot. The only way to sit comfortably on the couch, I cannot see both of you. So.
I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were saying about content.
Yeah. I think it's a numbers game, and I think the only thing you have control over is, did I like this?
Yeah.
I think when I first started, there was like, I was getting a lot of views for like 2 weeks straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got fired from my job. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to be doing this full time. And I started posting like 8 times a day. Like insane. And I think I was cannibalizing my own views. And I was just like kind of fucking up, and things weren't doing well. And I felt horrible because I was like, I don't even like this video and it's not doing well. So why am I doing this? So I think what you do have control over is, do I believe in this? Is this something that I want to share? Is this something that feels true? And then you can't feel bad about
if it doesn't.
Yeah.
Do
Then if it feels,
you find that you have something that feels true that you want to say every single day, that you can turn into like a crafted bit for TikTok.
Well, the TikTok. So what's different between TikTok and stand-up is that TikTok is like a great medium for relatability. It's a great medium for like, what do we all have a little bit in common? And so in stand-up, you're like, how am I going to make every kind of person laugh? And TikTok, it's like, I wonder if other people also feel this way. And then it finds those people. So it's a different bar. Like, I want to be like silly and honest on TikTok. But yeah, I think every day you're going to have a few thoughts in your brain that are silly and honest and observational.
True. That's true.
You just have to be paying attention to what
especially if you're like a genius, like we are. Like a relatable genius.
So
especially if you're
Jewish and perfect.
Yeah, if you're a Jewish, perfect,
especially
relatable
if you've
genius.
never made a mistake in your life, then you're gonna,
especially if all of your thoughts are tiny little diamonds and they deserve to have a wide audience.
Right.
And they work.
And they work.
Well, maybe just Yvette's thoughts are tiny little diamonds.
Clearly they are.
Everyone else's thoughts.
My thoughts are coal.
But
it's
dirt.
But it's like, no, but it's like, it's truly like everything. It's like, it's the way you say it.
Yeah.
It's like,
you're really good at that.
There's a way, and sometimes it takes a little bit of mulling over. Sometimes it takes a little, but like, write everything down. Yeah. That's like if anyone is interested in doing this, my only tip, like any type of art form, any medium,
is just go to acting school in London.
Go to acting school in London for a step. Study abroad in Nepal. Have a mind-blowing, like, life-changing experience. Almost die a few times. Come back. Write down everything. Yeah. But no, I think it's noticing what you're thinking. And something I've been, because I have to be so prolific to sort of, keep my standing, I think. I've been trying to, like, when I'm walking around the city, I don't have headphones on as much.
Right. You're more observant.
I'm trying to be more in my brain and more present.
Fucking love that. Do you meditate?
I used to a lot. And I keep falling off. Actually, acting school was telling me to meditate. Yeah. That's where I started meditating.
Yeah. When I started doing stand-up, I was like, I also started meditating around the same time. And I think that really, really helped me just be like, okay, I know how to be in my body. I don't have to be constantly distracted by shit all the time. We're going to transition to secrets.
Ooh,
secrets.
Which I totally don't have one, but I will.
Which we all have. A great one.
Okay.
I'll go first.
I'll even sit up for this.
Do you have a new secret every time you do the podcast?
Yes.
That's kind of a lot of pressure.
It's so difficult.
Talk about content.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
And the thing is that no one listens to them. So it's fine because no one's listening to the podcast. But I have like a little note on my phone of secrets. But I'm just going to say the thing that happened to me this week, which is that I posted something about being non-binary, about like political issues in the world, and especially Israel-Palestine. And I got so much hate for it, like more hate than I've ever experienced in my whole life. And I took it down. And which I always like saw people take things down, and I was like, how could you do that? Like, just suck it up and like leave it on. Like, you can ignore it. But it was literally like, I turned the comments off, and then it was in my DMs, and then it was on every other post that I have. It was like non-stop bombardment. And I was like, I just need to turn this off. It's just making me really rethink like what I want to do and who I want to be and what kind of person I want to like
It has
be
made you
around.
Republican.
I was like, after that happened, and a few friends of mine like basically offed me. I don't know how to say it, but like I was just
They murdered you.
they murdered me.
That post.
Yeah. Oh, the post was like, be not extreme. That was the whole post. But to
Her post was calling for a little genocide.
yeah, after that, I was just like, I am alone. Like I feel so lonely in like how I feel about the
I bet
world.
you also, I don't know if you're anything like me, you probably also feel lonely even amongst other Jews, because there's Jews who are radicalized very much both ways.
100%.
And so I don't even have, it's a concentrated effort to find the Jews that I can even talk to about this, where I can feel safe saying my opinions.
All the middle ground, or all the people that aren't extreme, get silenced online by the extreme people. So
They're
I just
always
feel
louder.
Like if we had just like a rational fucking people that are like could all talk, could actually speak, then we would see that majority of the people are not extreme.
Well, that was my favorite post that I did since October 7th, was just like, PSA, there's really only one rift between people. And it's not left and right. And it's not this and that other thing. It's dumb and it's less dumb. That is the only rift that actually matters. And if you want a tip on to find out who are the dumb ones, they're the loudest.
Yeah.
Always. Always.
Because they're insecure about how dumb they are.
Yes. And what's a good way to see if someone's dumb? Are they unwilling to engage in a conversation that weighs any other side but the one they have decided is correct? That is dumb people behavior. I mean, I don't know about you. I find that for me, the best way to stay informed is I like to read infographics that have no sources. That, to me, that's how I personally like to learn about the world, is no sources quoted. Just
color,
facts.
Just
facts.
colors. Let's transition to your secret.
Yeah.
What do you got, Yvette?
I do have a secret. I'm dating a male comedian.
Gross.
Disgusting. Literally disgusting.
Disgusting.
Does he have 2 towels?
Yes.
Does he have a headboard?
Oh, good. Does he have a headboard?
Hey, yo. I'm feeling good about myself right now.
No, he doesn't. But
for
he has,
the
he has a
comedians.
really nice mattress. Does that count for anything?
Nope.
And pillows.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
They're really nice pillows. He has 2 at least. He might have
We
more.
need a dollar amount on that mattress. Like,
I know.
What's
Yeah.
nice? What's so nice about it?
It's just really comfy. I thought I had the best mattress because my mom got it for me when I moved out. That was her gift. But no, he has a really nice mattress. I was like, damn.
Okay,
but it's on
so
the floor.
that
It's on the floor.
It's on the floor.
It is on the floor.
Seriously, keep that to yourself. That is disgusting. I'm doing a bit right now. I have so much sympathy for this man because I was that man not long ago.
When did you get a headboard?
A year and a half ago.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you're
I'm a
30.
Shut up. Yes.
Well, he's 27, so
Yeah,
So
I was in the same spot.
he has time.
But I have a great mattress and a nice headboard.
He's just a baby, so can you not be mean?
He sounds
He's literally
great.
just a baby boy.
He sounds lovely.
Yeah, he rocks. Yeah, but that's my big secret.
That's so funny. Okay, so you met doing comedy,
Correct.
and I don't know, how did it go from like friends to lovers?
He was extremely forward with me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's like a sweet baby boy, so I feel like he was able to do that like in a really polite way. Like I feel like he knows what he can get away with. He's very self-aware, which is one of the things I like about him. But anyway, he watched us break up like before this comes out. Anyway, I'm like, oh my god, he's the best. And they're like, never mind. I'll have to come back and redact all of this.
We'll just bleep it out.
Yeah. No, we were at a bar at our friend's birthday, and we were just chit chatting. He says I was following him around all night, and he is correct.
Yeah.
But I wasn't even thinking that. I was just like enjoying hanging out, and then he was like, he pulls out his phone, and he's like looking at lifts or whatever, like to get home. And I was like, oh, like which way are you going? Like maybe I can like jump in. And he was like, or I could call it back to your place. And I was like, that's crazy. And then I was like, and then he goes, we don't have to do anything, but I just like, I want to keep hanging out. Like, do you want to do that?
What a move.
That is a great move of
We
a
don't
man
have to
who
do
absolutely
anything.
wants to do something.
Yeah.
No, I know.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with wanting to. Hell yeah.
Little
No, this dude's a king.
I know.
You
I was
go
like,
you
that's
go
the
headboardless
move.
I
king.
like really didn't see it in him.
And then
so I
you
was
got
kind
it,
of
and then
like,
you were like,
all right.
no headboard. perfect.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't even want the headboard.
Yeah, mattress on
My
the
man's
floor.
got confidence.
Of course his
Unearned
first move is-
confidence, and I love it.
Why do you think his move was to go to your place?
Oh, it's
He
near
doesn't
where
want you to see.
No, I
his
know.
bedroom.
No, it was like near where he works.
Right.
Also, I live alone.
Oh,
That's
fire.
nice.
Flex.
Wait, tell us about your like, because you're bisexual, right?
So, okay.
Uh-oh.
I would never claim bisexuality because I have never touched a vagina.
Okay.
And
Same.
I think until that moment, I don't want to overstep. Okay?
Okay. That, you know what? That checks.
Do I have queer thoughts? Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Do we all? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
think
well,
so.
yeah.
I think everyone's
Mostly
a little-
about John Mayer, but yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I was like kind of on this like, oh my God, queer journey. And then I met my boyfriend. So
Yeah.
it kind of derailed that.
Well, you can do that thing that Brooklyn cute girls do where they have a boyfriend, but then they're open and they sleep with women on the side.
I don't want to do that.
Or she could not.
I'm like, you're either, like, why is it better? Why is it like, oh, I can't sleep with other dudes, but I can sleep with women? Like, that's like, what the hell?
I know.
Unless you do it, in which case I love you.
That was me when I had
Yeah.
a boyfriend, and it worked.
And now you're.
Was
I
he
know,
allowed
yeah.
to? Was he
So,
allowed
yeah,
to
it
sleep
worked.
with
So
other?
it turns everyone gay.
So
Was
it
he
worked.
allowed to sleep with like dudes?
Yeah, of course.
Did he?
No.
No.
There you go.
But
And that's
It
girl
worked.
math.
yeah.
That's girl math. What do you mean? I gave my straight boyfriend. I said you can
Yeah.
go sleep with men.
Yeah.
Okay, cute. So you queer thoughts and like
Queer thoughts.
I feel it for you.
Yeah, I think anytime I meet a bisexual woman, they're like, you're bi as hell. And I'm like,
Yeah.
hey. One time I asked my friend, I was like, what if you, what is it when you're bisexual but just for kissing? And she goes, bisexual. And I was like, right. Right. Like, you can identify however the hell you, like,
Yeah.
I just personally, I just want to be like 100% before I like take any
You want to
step.
lose your queer virginity
Sure.
before you.
But even then, I'm kind of just like, I think ultimately I'm more straight than I would be gay, unless I have a gay experience, and maybe that will change my entire outlook. But I mean, I've kissed women,
Gay.
and
That's pretty gay.
it's a little gay.
It's a little gay to kiss
Yeah.
women.
One time I kissed a girl as a joke, and I thought about it for 3 months.
No,
Yeah.
you actually pretty straight. That's
And
the
as a straight
straightest
and as a
thing.
straight woman,
as an ally.
as a straight woman, I think that's correct. So
As an ally, I
As an
constantly
ally-
think about having sex with women.
as an ally, I'm like, yeah, I'd like to have sex with a woman.
What's up, yentas? This is Ray from the future coming to you from the editing room. And by the editing room, I do mean my bedroom in my father's apartment. It is 1 a.m. and I'm editing this video for you. So I hope you freaking like it. Anyway, if you want to listen to the rest of that episode, that juicy episode with Yvette, who is so amazing, you can listen to the rest of it at patreon.com/yenta. Yvette and I talk about our first gay thoughts, not with each other, just like in general. Zach says vulva a little too much, and we bully him for it. And he also tells us his little secret about dating an older, religious, closeted woman. Well, not closeted gay, but like closeted religious. And we talk about how to send nudes. And it's funny and fun and interesting. And go to patreon.com/yenta. And I'm going to go to sleep after I finish editing this.